Now there should be some sound. Hello again. Thank you for coming tonight. Thanks for your patience with me. All right. And now I heard myself again. All right. Whew. My husband arrived home and he said, let's go eat. So I jumped up from what I was doing and we split and then come back as quick as possible. So thanks for your patience tonight. Hello, I am Brenda Sellers and I'm here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you for watching my YouTube and my Facebook, wherever you find me. Thanks for coming and hanging out. A couple of things. You know that I'm doing a short video every day in the month of July. I know there's still one I need to catch up because of a headache. So I will get that finished this weekend. Also, I wanted to let you know that Stampin' Up! Is offering 25% off of Paper Pumpkin. Oops, I'm trying to get the right information. It says, now is the perfect time to start our all-inclusive crafting kit subscription. Purchase one, pay as you go subscription from July 11th through August 10th and get 25% off the first kit. You'll get the wonderful August Kindred Greetings kit at a discount. And then you'll also get access to exclusive add-ons, previous kits, and refills. So it's a great way to get a little bit of creative me time and enjoy that every month. So if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, now is a wonderful time to get it for 25% off your first kit. All right, I think that's it. Let me see if there's anything else. Oops, I hit the wrong button. The Metallic Magic, the Stampin' hot foil system is here. I'm sure you've seen a lot of things about that. If you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. And remember that for every $75 you order in the month of July, you will receive a PDF of all of the projects I'm doing on my short videos. And your support helps me. Oh, she says I'm going in and out. The support helps me on my coloring in my little thing on the wall. All right, hang on one second. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Stick it where it's on the shirt. There we go. And also, we're going to play with a stamp set tonight. I'm going to show you. I think we might have played with it before. Begonia Bell. We're going to make one card with that. That is the product of the month, and you can get that also with a $75 order, but you have to add $5 to get it. All right, so I think that's it. Let me share my screen and we'll make a card. It's a cute one. We're going to play with an old friend. Okay, much better, she says. Thank you, Becky. Glad I saw the comment. All right, up here is where I share my screen. So it looks like I'm looking away from the camera because I kind of am. We're playing with our sweet old friends. Specifically, we're going to make a card that looks very similar to this. So let's set that up out of the way and slide him to the side. In my card classes, you get a kit that has, we typically make 2 of each design, and I do 3 designs. So tonight we're going to do 2 of those. So this is a 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4.25. And that's exactly where I start. And so then I pop that to the side. We're going to stamp. So I'm going to lay that there. And we're going to stamp on that. So let's go ahead and put these guys together with your adhesive of choice. Mine just happens to handily be my Stampin' Seal. And this layer is 4 by 5.25. The designer series paper layer or pattern paper layer is 3.75 by 5. And then you just kind of, oops, and make about the same size all the way around. And it can go on our card front. So those pieces are on roll, tape, roll. Out of the way and all in one place. Had time this weekend while I was enjoying a craft retreat with my friend Kevin and Chris and a few others. So many wonderful projects, but I had time to clean up my desk space a little bit and rearrange. There's the happy birthday. Here it is. All right, we're going to use Peaceful Pine. I have all of my colors right here within reach. So these new stamp pads are magnetic. Technically the bottom comes off. I stamp that happy birthday right there. I'll lay that stamp to the side out of our way. And put it back in where it belongs. I'm going to put dimensionals and such on that. This one we're going to pull out the honey pot and stamp it on the inside. And I believe we're going to stamp it in Golden Glow. I'll stamp one to the side of it too. Very light. It's pretty cool. These guys to the side. I'll put my stamps away when we're done. This can go ahead and be put on the inside. I just run off the side of that. Leaves you plenty of space to write. If you don't want to write as much, you could cut a different shape put on the inside. I will show you one like what I'm talking about right here. Isn't that card pretty? This is a new suite of product too. I got this in the mail and it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you to the sender. And this is what she did for the shape. So you can cut an arch or you can cut a square. You can cut one of the postal shapes. So you can just cut a shape and put it on the inside. Why hadn't we thought of that before, Becky? All right, I'm going to put this guy on dimensionals. Actually, let's see if that is not enough to tie. It's enough to tie a knot. Let's tie a knot. I've got some in my cart. I'm replacing it. I'll run out. There. All right, hang on. Scoot over. Need to hold that bottom one really tight. And my friend Chris reminded me to use my reversible tweezers. Stick that right in there, hold it, and now I can manipulate this other ribbon without worrying about how loose the bottom part gets. Perfect. Slide these guys out of the way. These tweezers come with our embossing powder tray system. Nice. See, I'm glad I didn't trash that ribbon. We still had enough to play with. Let's get those frayed edges off. There we go. Now let's put some pretty sparklies on. Dimensionals on the back first. Stick one right there. Keep our ribbon from sliding. And one more. All right, and now some pretties. We're going to use the Golden Glow ones. Let's do there. So it looks like Pooh's looking up at it. How about that? Isn't that cute? I wasn't sure how much I would like the Pooh stuff for Silly Old Bear, but I'm absolutely in love. All right, now we're on to our next card. It's going to take a little bit more time. We lay these out of our way. Look at this. Using the begonia bell, we're going to do these two in the leaves. All right. So here's our card. There's our extra envelope. I'll just lay that up to the side for a minute. Actually, let's go ahead and put parts of this together. So 5.5, 8.5 scored at 4.25. And then this piece goes on. I think I'm going to be brave, and I wish I had not here. I'm going to be brave and stamp on that with Peaceful Pine first. Sentiment. Perfect. Right, I know we're going to need our Peaceful Pine again in a minute. So just right there. These silicone mats, nothing sticks to them. You can, if you're doing little intricate work, you can drop some glue on it and then just dab your pieces in it, so you don't get a big glob on your little tiny piece, and then have it gush out. That is ready for us to start stamping our flowers. Stamp on this side. On these, this one is the outline, so it is full strength. And so we need our crisp cantaloupe. And we're going to stamp 2 of these. didn't stamp really dark. Let's grab a paper piercing mat. I used to have one over here and it moved. Now it's home again. Much better. Still not perfect, but this one's going to fill in. And I need a piece of scrap. Off and then stamp on. And that filled it in. Stamp off. This is an example of our two-step stamping. Good. And then our leaves. Our peaceful pine. Which one's the full strength? This one. I need 3. 1. It will calm down in a minute. Like give it a little bit of time to do its thing. Stamp off. And then stamp on your on your leaf. And that does all of the coloring for you. You don't have to worry about coloring. So ink it up, stamp off, and stamp on. One more time. Off, on. Perfect. All right, now close her up. Stick her where she goes. Move this stuff out of the way. Go right up there so you can just be here when I need you next time. And now let's fussy cut one of my other friends' most perfect, most favorite things to do. You may say, hey, Brenda, that cardstock looks a little thicker than normal. I'm going to say, hey, it is a little thicker than normal. I had a friend in one of my card classes that accidentally cut my card base because I always, if I'm using a white card base, I use the thick cardstock. Well, it got cut. So we use it as scrap, what's left. And it works perfectly. It's just a little more stiff than what I'm used to. So you know what that means for me? That means I don't have to use as many dimensionals on the back side. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. I will tell you that there are some very pretty things coming our way with the new catalog. Lots of yummy stuff. And if you haven't had an opportunity to see the hot foil or play with it, I will try to do a short demonstration either one night this week or this weekend. It takes it a little bit to heat up, and I just knew I didn't have time to do that tonight, even though I do have much more room on my desk compared to what I had last week. It's amazing when you get another little shelf and you rearrange things a little bit. Well, it works. And I'm trying to do better and make sure I have everything right at hand so I don't have to jump up. I did not remember that I had borrowed my paper piercing mat from here the other night, but obviously I did. There's our begonias cut out. Let's do our leaves. Glad these are small and relatively easy. But see how they changed a little bit as the ink dried? And you can cut as close to the inked image or as far away as you want. So this stamp set is, again, only available with a $75 purchase. And you can add it as the product of the month if it's still available for $5. There's one. The secret to fussy cutting is to move your paper around. I will tell you, it is much easier with regular cardstock. This thick stuff is making me work for it. So my suggestion, if you have trouble with your hands, don't use thick to fussy cut. Not that it, I mean, it's just more stiff. That's basically. All right, one more. Those are going fast. Hello, everybody. I see Christy and Becky and Jeannie and Tracy. Thank you all for popping by. I feel like this evening when he asked if we wanted to go eat, I said sure because I spent most of my weekend out here at a virtual card retreat with my friend Kevin. So learning all kinds of new different little things. So we're gonna pop these gems on dimensionals. So I'm gonna put these on flat. You can pop them up, you can put them flat, whatever your pleasure is. It is your card. Let's move it up. Ooh, can't cover up our sentiment. There we go. And then we'll twist the other one right there. All right, let's put these on. A little closer to the middle so that I can overlap and stick that other leaf under there. Hope everybody's doing all right. It's rained here off and on most of the day, and there was just some thunder and lightning on our way back. And it's rumbly. That almost looks like Chris Cantaloupe, doesn't it? My posties. Let's do it under. All right, and now we need some cute little butterflies. Let's use these crisp cantaloupe ones. There's a lot of little ones left. One on this leaf, and let's put another one on that leaf. All right, there's our cards for tonight. Let me grab the Mr. Boo. Totally different, but oh so fun. So thanks for watching. Stop the screen share. Thank you for coming by tonight. And I hope that I've inspired you a little bit to go do something in your craft room. So have a great week. Do something fun for yourself. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.